If you consent to a reading by the dragons, please stay. If not, please scroll. And today we are going to be starting our midnight, every single double daily dose of the dragons with readings to kind of get us started on the day with some, some guidance. And I am no fortune teller, for I am a Muslim witch, so I will be basically giving you questions to reflect on based off of the dragon symbolism we get in today's cards, for the better of the collective. All right, so in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most compassionate, most merciful, let's see what the dragons have to say. Okay, so first we get dominance, believing in yourself. I need you guys to understand that what are those feelings that come up inside of you when you start to take control of your life? When you start to show up as who you want to be and fully in your authenticity, what feelings scare you the most? Where do you feel it in your body? Do you feel hesitant to move forward, to be dominant in who you are? Do you feel confident to show up dressed like how I am? Or are you too scared of your geeky, cheeky, and freaky nature? Do you think that you are wrong for being different? Do you think you're wrong for being different? I think you might have some reflection to do, but let's see. What do we do when we feel like we are too different? We have bliss, cherishing the day. I love this card because of the mermaid and the dragon with like the sunset in the back, very DragonFae energy. But what I love here is the sunset and the ocean are really coming through with this one. The symbolism of this is the in-between times. As Muslim, this is when we do salah or we pray, or we see the sunset as a sign of even nature glorifying God, right? And it's also known as a time of in-between, a time of otherworldly, right? The borderlands, that's the word I'm looking for. And it's a time to connect with the mythical creatures and those beyond the veil, historically, right? And when you think about being at the borderlands of who you're supposed to be and who you really are, what stops you from crossing that threshold, right? Like, what stops you from understanding that deep down inside of you, there is already the key to your life written on your heart? When you read that key and it tells you who you're supposed to be, why do you hesitate towards your destiny? Why do you hesitate towards jumping, seizing the day blissfully, seizing who you are blissfully in the waves during the sunset? Are you afraid of your waves during the sunset? Right? Like, are you afraid of being true to thyself before you are true to thine expectations of thee? Or do you choose to say, fuck 'em, I choose my destiny? Okay? And we're gonna pull one more from this deck. I love it so very much, but how can we manifest our destiny through our decisions? Let's see. Returning, going with the flow. I love this card. It's super beautiful. Like, look at the crown of the dragon on this one. It's like so gorgeous. Oh my goodness. These cards, I love these cards. They are the Star Dragon Oracle cards. I don't know who it's by, but this is what the box looks like. Amazing. But when I look at this, I see an autumn dragon in like a spooky type of hollow type of nature type of, you see like some of the trees, like they have no leaves and stuff, like a rotting forest, right? It's a very rich symbolism for transformation, for rebirth, for decay, for harvest, for, all of these things. And when you feel like it comes time to harvest who you are, not in like a kill yourself way, excuse my language. When I say harvest yourself, I mean like collect the reward of showing up for what you believe in, for practices that you're doing. Perhaps you have a job, like, for example, like getting a paycheck for like a job that you do is considered like an act of harvest of yourself, of your labor, right? So when it comes time to harvesting, the fruits of your labor, I'll use this for like just for communication's sake. But when you go to harvest that fruits of your labor, like, do you hesitate, or do you like like, do you rush with gratitude? Like, do you feel ashamed of your harvest that you have been given and blessed with in this life? Or do you feel like do you deeply feel ashamed of that? Or do you feel grateful? Or do you feel full? When it comes time to harvest what you've invested yourself into, do you hesitate? Or are you so full of gratitude and thanksgiving, right? But that's what I'm getting from those cards. Next, I am being told to use the mermaid cards. These are Mermaid Messages by Jessica Lee, and we're just gonna kind of like see what they have to say. One jumped out. It said, wild, believe in your otherworldly beauty, dance in the waves and drink in the sunshine. Yeah, the mermaids are basically giving the energy of, why do you feel like you don't deserve to be wild? Like, were you ever judged or shamed or othered or beat or even hurt for being wild? Like, were you rejected? Were you like denied protection? Like, were you like outcasted in a way that made you feel invisible, like for being wild? And now where you're at in your life, are you able to be wild, but you hesitate? And when you try to be wild, does it feel wrong? Does it feel like you're gonna get in trouble? Oh wow, that one sucks for me actually, personally. But let's see, when we feel wild, how can we overcome that? How can we overcome that safety? Don't be too proud to go back to shore. That's a beautiful way to look at it. When you're too afraid to be wild and you're not sure how to embrace that authenticity of who you are, don't be afraid to go back to shore, in the sense of like, are you afraid to start over again? Are you afraid to look at where you could have been wrong? Are you afraid of asking yourself, hey, did I do this wrong? Like, did I start my path incorrectly? Could I have corrected my course at some point? Can I go back now and fix it? That's what I'm talking about, right? It's like, it's literally this like deep need of like safety, in the sense that like, if you feel like you're in shark infested waters, we have a little shark on this one. Each card of these ones have like a different like image right here. But if you are in shark infested waters, you need to become the sea dragon, okay? Like, if you are in shark infested waters, you need to become the sea dragon and turn those sharks into prey, okay? Like, because otherwise, are you gonna allow yourself to be food for the shark? Are you gonna allow to be food for the shark? Or are you going to allow yourself to shapeshift into who you need to become, to be wild, to be free, to be authentic? Because ultimately you deserve that. You deserve that safety, right? They're telling me to look at the bottom. And look what's at the bottom, protection. Keep some aquamarine close. Mermaids' tears have been known to create these precious gems. And there's a little like picture of aquamarine. Aquamarine is often associated with like mermaids and like little girls and beach parties and like cute dainty like necklaces and like avocado toast. Okay. I don't know why. But did you know that aquamarine, ooh, I'm hearing aquamarine dragon. Look into the symbolism of aquamarine and dragon energy and how they converge. It truly gives mermaid. And the aquamarine crystal, what makes you, what feelings does aquamarine evoke in you? Does it evoke a sense of awe? Does it evoke a sense of, I don't really give a shit, Azura? Does it invoke a sense of, it's cool, but it's not for me? Are you like, ew, I hate aquamarine? Okay, let me know in the comments how you feel about aquamarine down below, because aquamarine, especially in dragon magic, is one of the most premium stones that you could work with, because of where it has crossovers with dragon energy and siren energy and mermaid energy and nymph energy and water fae energy and all of it. And it's beautiful, like undine energy, right? it really embodies all of this like scaly, like iridescence is the word I'm going for. And what does that type of symbolism and color and imagery make you think of? Does it make you feel safe? Does it bring that protective feeling to you? Because if it does, do you feel like maybe you just need to spend some more time in the water? And if it doesn't do much for you, is the water not really your calling? Do you feel more safe in something like a forest or a volcano or clouds above the sky? It really just depends, you know. Everybody has their own places that they feel most called to and resonate with, and like it's safety. But you have to decide. You have to be honest with yourself about where that comes from, right? Like, do you know what I mean? The way these readings are designed are to ask you questions that provoke your reflection, right? To where you think about it yourself, because my guardians tell me that the answers you seek within readings, well, my darling, they're already written on your heart. Like, your answers that you seek are already within you. Like, I could never truly tell you these answers that are just for you to discover and find out, nor would I pretend that I could. And these readings are meant to ask you these questions in order to make you think a little bit deeper about who you are and where you are in your path in life and where you want to go and your dreams and your fears and all of that. So if you feel called to any of the questions in this video, make sure you answer them in your journal, okay, at home, or you can feel free to just like answer your favorites in the comments below, okay? Or you can answer them in the Hatchling clan with us, all right? But we're gonna see what dragons we need to work with to overcome these really heavy feelings. And we got the green dragon. It says helps you tune into the secrets of nature, receives answers and guidance from nature, align with your divine essence. I want to ask you, do you go out into nature very often? Do you avoid going outside? Is it difficult for you to go outside actually? Like, is it something that like you have a disability? Do you have allergies? Is it an accessibility issue where being outside in nature is just like really not for you? Like, it's really something that's difficult for you to access. Is it hard for you to bring plants inside? Is it hard for you to take care of plants? Is it hard for you to bring the nature into your home if you cannot go visit nature outside of your home? And I need you to understand, if you really do struggle to connect with nature or go outside or have some sort of relationship with the plant life, be it like either a potted plant at home or a rose bush or something outside of your house, right? You can even just like go see a tree and say, hey, hi, hello tree, right? These things matter whether or not you believe they do. If you have that like difficulty in that kind of a connection, right? What does that do to your heart, honestly? Like, does it hurt your soul? Like, notice yourself, like how that affects your irritability. Does it make you irritated that you can't get out in nature? And when you do get out in nature, how do you notice it change you? Like, do you notice it like pour into you? Do you notice that you're terrified of the bugs? Do you notice that you hate mosquitoes, right? Fuck the mosquitoes, boo mosquitoes. But like, do you notice that you're in awe of what you see? Do you notice that you feel like closer to your destiny? Like, these things matter, okay? Like, I need you to think about it, right? I need you to really reflect on your relationship to nature, okay? The dragons of nature and nature dragons, they look so different, and anyone could agree all dragons are nature dragons. I need you to understand your relationship to the natural world around you, not just this concrete jungle, okay? Like, I need you to figure it out and how you can improve it if that relationship is not like good enough for you, and why. Like, because like for me, when I ask myself like how do I feel about my connection to nature, it's always, I feel like I could always be outside in nature more, right? So what can we focus on, dragons, when we are feeling like we can't get out in nature? We got, ooh, I love this one. We got Alpha Dragon, harness the divine masculine power of creation, destroy the old, visualize your dream, help to manifest a new world. I love this very, very much, but I really don't subscribe to the divine masculine or divine feminine too much. And when I do talk about it, I like to disclaim the fact that it is exclusionary by like nature. It really excludes a lot of queer people, and it's not inherently like true or provable. So please know that like divine masculine and divine feminine is like not good for everybody, and it's not like, doesn't make everybody feel like deeply connected to the divine. And gender is only important in your spiritual practice if it makes you feel good, okay? So I just want to say that before I give the rest of this part of the reading. So the alpha dragon basically saying like, we want to tap into that divine masculine energy through the lens of dominance and through the lens of leadership, the lens of protection, provision, and seeding like new creation, right? And how to manifest a new world. When we think help manifest a new world, the masculine or divine masculine has to, you know, fertilize the divine feminine's ability to create in this sort of like polarity that we're speaking of in terms of divine masculine and feminine energies in relation to the world, right? And in relation to ourselves. And when we are thinking about in terms of divine masculine and divine feminine within ourselves, it doesn't matter what gender identity you have. It's about energy balance, right? Like it's about how can you balance these energies raging within you. And step number one is like, do you even have the language to speak about it that makes you feel affirmed, that makes you feel like you're in control, like you're the alpha of your craft, right? For me, that's why I don't subscribe to divine feminine, divine masculine in the sense of like, oh, these are like super like really good ideals to have. Like they're genuinely just repackaged gender roles, and I just want to be like honest with myself about that, because those gendered ideologies really hurt me in Mormonism when I was growing up as a kid, and I really tried to step out of that and heal myself from that. But when it comes to the forces within me, we all have different forces within us. Nobody is denying that. We're just debating what it's called a little bit. And so for me, that's why I work with dragon imagery and elemental dragons in particular, and like planetary dragons and like dragons of the body, like blood dragons, bone dragons, heart dragons, lung dragons, in order to feel that balance, right? To really feel that alpha dragon energy in the sense of like, I'm in control of manifesting who I am, right? But you have to ask yourself and be like, how can I be more of like the alpha or in control of my life? How can I be the one steering like the wheel here, instead of letting like what happens to me steer me, or, you know, circumstances outside of my control, or literally like if something happens, like what is my plan? Like what is my plan of action if there's a fire in the house? What's my plan of action if there's an earthquake? Like astaghfirullah, but like what's my plan of action if like there's like, you know, bad things that start happening? Like I need to know these things. Like I need to have these things planned out, because you'd be so surprised like when you don't have these things like planned out and understood. Like what do you think that does to your brain? Like, what do you think that does to your subconscious mind? It's going to make you subconsciously anxious. You don't have a plan of action for anything and everything that could happen. You're not assuring yourself. Okay? Why aren't you assuring yourself? All right? And before we get out of here for today's reading, just trying to keep it going, my friends. We're going to see which DragonFae Guardian we can connect with to keep in mind today about everything that we discussed, and how we can answer where am I going, and why do I feel so unsure about where I'm going, and how can I like reassure myself of that? So let's see what guardian we can work with. Hideki's Door, a knock on the door. I love this card, by the way. It is number 33 in the Oracle of the DragonFae by Lucy Cavendish. And this card, when it comes up, it's like, what are you afraid of on the other side of the door type of energy? And is there any locked doors of your mind that you have like either difficult memories or, you know, difficult like things to think about, like pushed behind that door? Like, for example, if you are a survivor of SA, that's usually a door that's locked pretty tight in people's minds. I know that's a very triggering example, but I'm really just trying to illustrate how serious these doors are, these dragon doors are. Like, I call them dragon doors because they're so fucking scary to open, okay? And you can like hear your trauma growling from behind them, like, grrr, okay? Let me stop. Okay, my point is like, what are you afraid of behind those doors, my darlings? Okay, like, what is there on the other side of those doors once you face your fears, okay? So like if there is something scary, why are you avoiding the scary thing behind the dragon doors, okay? And how are you handling the door? Are you not even approaching it? Are you knocking on it and running away when it opens? Do you open the door a little bit, like peek through and then run away? Do you try and go through the door and then you pass out when you walk through the door, like you get like it's a game over KO kind of situation? Like what happens with you and your relationship to the dragon doors in your mind? It's really important, okay? And honestly, if there's any question that you answer in today's video from today's reading, please let it be this one. How is your, like, what is your relationship between you and the dragon doors in your mind, okay? And like, what is behind those dragon doors, okay? There is no shame in owning what's behind your dragon doors. We are human beings. We all go through things that are hard to cope with, okay? We've all made decisions that we wish we didn't have to make. We've all made decisions that we were forced to make, okay? And we've all made decisions that we are not proud of, all right? There's no shame in that, all right? It's about reflecting on our decisions, on what's behind those doors, and moving forward by saying, you know what? There might be some scary things behind my dragon doors, but I'm gonna knock on those doors anyway. I'm gonna open them and I'm gonna see what's behind it. I'm gonna see what's next for me, because I deserve that. I deserve to have no fear, and so do you. You don't deserve to have fear either. You know what I mean? Moving through like your journey in life. It's just not for you, right? It's just not for you. I'm being told to look at the bottom of this deck. So we have the Knight of Wands, and honestly, I think that's a really good place to end the reading. This is from the Tarot of Dragons, I believe. I don't remember who the author and illustrator is. I do apologize, but I will have all the information for the cards I use in the like description or in the comments of this video, so they are accessible for you. Do not worry. But lastly, look, I just want to point out the little salamander in here. So cute. I just love these cards so much. But the Knight of Wands, it's giving this energy of like you have reached a peak, right? With the symbolism in the card, it's like you've reached a peak, you've honed your power, it's like on fire. His staff represents like his magic, or his wand represents his magic on fire, just truly in his own or her own power at the peaks, looking over everything and having a castle by their side, protecting a kingdom perhaps with a familiar. The imagery that it gives is leadership. It's what is preventing you from feeling this way? What is preventing you from feeling like you've reached a point of precipice is the word here. Like, what is your precipice? What is that goal, right? What is your peak of the mountaintop, and how do you get there? What does it, when you close your eyes and you visualize like you in your full power, like honing your craft, your witchcraft, your magic, like what does that look like for you, and how does it like help you? Like, what is the purpose of that? Like, reaching this pinnacle of power in your craft, what's the point of that? And what are the relationships with people around you? Do they look up to you? Do they help you? Are they afraid of you? Do they disengage with you when you show up in your full power, or do they celebrate you when you do? Because these are really important things, right? Like, we shapeshift over our lifetimes, and at the end of the day, you, my darling, are gonna have to figure your own shit out and who you are. And sometimes you're gonna change, okay? And that's really just gonna upset people. But when you don't change, isn't that worse than anything in this world? Isn't not changing like dying? Isn't not shapeshifting into who you want to be a form of self-harm? Like, isn't it disrespectful to your heart? Do you want to be part of the reason why you hurt? Do you want to contribute to your own abuse? Or do you want to be the very reason that you're liberated? That you're on fire at the peaks of mountains overlooking all of creation? Because you deserve that. Especially if you found my channel. And anyway, that's just that's all I have for you guys today in this reading. If you're new here, assalamu alaikum, merry meet, and welcome back to your double daily dose of DragonFaether. My name is Azura DragonFaether, the Draconic Priestess, and I'm here every midnight now for your daily readings. I'm super excited. We're going to be doing dragon-themed readings every day at midnight now, and it's mostly for us to ask ourselves questions that we really need to reflect on, so we don't get too distracted of what the real purpose and point of working with dragons and practicing dragon magic is, and that is reflection. It's self-reflection and evolution and progress, and having something and a place to go when we feel we have no way to move forward. And so that's why I just kind of wanted to also showcase my readings here. I'll never message you for a reading, by the way, unless you are a mod in the Hatchling clan, okay? Like, I only message them for free readings sometimes because that is how I say thank you to those who help me run my community. Otherwise, I'm not going to be messaging you for a reading, okay? I'm not going to be asking you, so please don't get scammed, okay? If you do want a reading from me personally, like private reading one-on-one, you can book a reading with me on my Etsy at the Hatchling Hello. All the links are in the description down below. And until next time, you're definitely going to want to hit that subscribe button for more readings like this. And please, please, please follow the Hatchling Clan Discord or join us because we love dragons and we would love to hear about your love for dragons too. So until next time, stay geeky and pretty. Okay, little hatchlings. Good office. Blessed be Ami. And please follow me so we don't get lost. Oh my gosh.